What's up everybody, Brett here, and we're back for some more Kingdom Rush Frontiers. And I'm pretty excited to be getting back into this. I took a few days break, and I'm going to tell you why. And it's because Kingdom Rush Vengeance just dropped, and that is the fourth game in the Kingdom Rush series, and I got to tell you, it has been excellent so far. I'm going to talk a bit more about it as we progress in Frontiers. Last time we beat Crimson Valley, and I wanted to go and knock out the Iron Mode challenge just to get the star, put a little more experience on, let's see, Cronan here. Maybe get him to level 7, that would be pretty cool. Or maybe we could use Captain Blackthorn. You know what, let's use Captain Blackthorn, let's get him to level 6. The odds of him leveling here are pretty high. So let's bring him up a level. And we also unlocked Bruxa, which is a new hero for us, and she's very interesting. We can take a look at her abilities, maybe in another video, perhaps not this one. But, yeah, let's bring in Captain Blackthorn. There are lots of really weak enemies in this level, so his gold gain ability should be pretty strong here. And we'll knock out the Iron Mode challenge, and then we'll jump into Snapvine Bridge. And we'll probably use Cronan for that. So, alright guys, let's go ahead. Our limitations here are upgrade level 3. We can use our hero, but no archery or Dwarven artillery towers. Should be fun. Let's see if they give us anything to start with. Okay, so they do give us Spear Maidens. Okay, so, and of course they blocked off all of these central positions, which are without a doubt the most powerful of the positions for us to take advantage of. And I think it's pretty obvious that we need to kind of make a stand here as well as here. This will be a great tower to hit there and there. So you see, we're not fighting spiders. I don't believe we have giant wasps. So spiders coming from this position. Interesting. So spiders, if you'll remember, are magic resistant. Let's find the predator there. Nice. So they are magic resistant. So leaning too heavy into the mage towers in this position could be a mistake. However, I think we want to look how much gold they gave us. Yeah. Okay. So we are certainly going to build in this position here. I like getting tier 2 footmen there. And I think we also want to upgrade this. And we're going to have to rely probably on Twister, I think is what the game kind of wants us to do. And we're going to sweep all these bugs back this way if we can. So we have some redundancy coming from this side, but we don't have any from this side. And that's basically what I'm thinking about right now. I'm looking at possibly placing a barracks here and then putting the soldiers here. But this position is quite valuable for the purpose that it can also deal with enemies that leak through this position. So I think we're going to take advantage of this spot here, and we're going to place about right here, because once all of these are up and running, and I'll probably end up upgrading these as well, or at least this position here, this will be a spot that can handle just tons of focus fire. So we still have lots of gold. Tempting to put a tower here to get some early damage on these wasps. We don't want to get overwhelmed by them. So let's do something like this. Let's see if this is feasible. And then we can also drop some barracks here. I think that'll be fine. And we're ignoring the Spear Maidens for now until we see how the level shakes out. We could easily invest tons of gold. I think it's 300 gold. I think you can build 4 of them. But either way, we could easily invest too much gold in this position and find ourselves getting overwhelmed and having them die, and then we're out, you know, a bunch of gold. So Captain Blackthorn, in addition to giving us gold, he also has pretty excellent like clearing ability with that tide pool move that he does. Okay, so we're getting a bit overwhelmed here.
On the trail.
I think
on the trail.
We want to reinforce our footmen there. Placing, let's also upgrade these footmen. placing our spear maidens right behind these guys, and we can upgrade that to level 2 as well. And to prevent too much mixing of the spiders with the wasps, I think we need to place at least a roadblock series of units there. Captain Blackthorn is taking some damage, but he's also getting a lot of experience, so this is good. Okay, if they're going to be attempting to mix witch doctors with these guys, then we need to cut them off here. And I think that means that we need to give them a roadblock this way. And we can upgrade it a bit. I'm watching Blackthorn out of the corner of my eye to make sure he doesn't die. We don't want him to die. Just existing, he has lots of ranged abilities. Yeah, he has lots of ranged abilities, and just him being nearby gives us passive gold. So we certainly don't want to lose him. The monkeys are still helping us. But we want to bring them to wherever the fight is, because that's where all the experience and the extra gold are going to be. And I think we're going to save our Rain of Fires to kill matriarchs. I think that's a smart call. And look to get another Archmage Tower here. And I think we're going to look to upgrade these pretty quickly before we start going into their actual upgrades, because they're quite expensive. $350 for a Twister. It's an excellent effect. It's kind of like a time walk damaging effect. It's super strong. But let's just focus on getting the tier 3 towers, and then if we ever become overwhelmed, we'll start looking to get the Twister upgrade. So he's already almost level 6. Very good. Yeah, and the thing about those matriarchs is they're going to spawn tons of spiders, which will all be magic resistant. And we can make some Crusaders if we need to. This would actually be a great place for the Crusaders, because these spiders will have to fight us in melee, and the Crusaders will be able to chunk them down. They are not strong in an actual heads-up fight. And let's move him over here. We're missing out on some gold. Love those moves. So they're Knights Templar. Okay, yeah. In the first game, they're Crusaders. Are they Crusaders? No, I think they just refer to them as Crusaders, but they're Knights Templar. Okay, Tarzan boy. That was pretty easy. That was much shorter than I thought it was going to be. Some of the later levels feel like they kind of drag on forever. And we leveled up. So what do we want to get? I think we want to reset this here. Let's get Release the Kraken, super strong ability. And let's focus on this gold ability here. And we certainly want like one of everything. And now that we have 3 left over, I think we increase the power of Release the Kraken. So yeah, now we're making the most of the gold. We're just kind of throwing in points with the excess there into giving him additional health, which isn't really necessary. And now we have 1 more star for our upgrades in the future. I don't think we're going to do the heroic mode. Let's I might do that in my free time. It's pretty much just a harder version of the exact same thing. But we will jump into the next level with Cronin, and this is a fun one. This is one that I remember pretty clearly. So let me go ahead and read the campaign blurb for Snapvine Bridge. Scouting troops inform us that Lord Malagar heads east to the city of Makwa Urku, beyond the Za-Golan River. The only way there is through the Snapvine Bridge, built long ago by the Barrington Canese expedition. Our newest allies, the Tukva tribe, are sworn enemies of the Makwa, and they warn us about the vegetation. It seems to have something of an appetite around these parts. I'm sure you can already guess what that means. The name of the map is Snapvine Bridge. And we're going to get a new tower. So a new marksman tower for us, the tribal axe throwers. And they throw heavy damaging axes and can wield magic to disabled foes. These are some very strong towers for us. Whenever you don't need all of the range, Huh, I found the secret message. Okay, cool. I thought I remembered something like that. But, man, this is my train of thought. The marksman towers, the crossbow variant, it's still good to have one in a key position to give that huge range and critical damage increase. And then you can surround it with the slightly less range having towers that we just unlocked. And they're going to get us lots of effects here. And you're going to see the benefit. Just found the second predator. Awesome. You're going to see the benefit of the new towers in just a moment. Okay. They've locked some of our best positions here. And we also have access to the Buccaneers, which are very strong. And we need to pay attention to these Venus flytrap looking things because they are important. And if we put anything in front of them, they will get eaten. So we don't want to do that. It's kind of dictating where we need to place our forces. And we're going to get full-on Buccaneers here early on. And we're going to take advantage of this position as well. It's very strong. And we're going to do the same in this position. And we're going to use all of these outside areas as our barracks areas. And this is going to be a very archer-centric map, so get ready for that. I think this is probably another fine place for a barracks. Unfortunately, we placed them here. These guys are going to want to eat them. So, you know what? Let's upgrade and then call that good and see what we need. So just your standard savage warriors in the beginning here. And we're going to use Cronan up top because he has the means to roadblock. He has 3 units. I'm not sure if the actual bird counts as a like a physical blocking unit. I think it just kind of attacks. I love that. We've upgraded it so it does more damage and has an increased stun duration. This position is much stronger. With 3 Buccaneers throwing their Molotov cocktails, it's going to be pretty hard for us to leak from that position. And the thing about this map, if I remember correctly, that's very important, is that the upgrades on our new towers become very relevant once we're introduced to some new unit types. And I want to dig these out pretty soon. And we're going to keep calling early. So here we have a new type of enemy, the Savage Hunter. They are quick and agile warriors that shoot deadly poisonous darts. So they're going to make it very problematic for our footmen unit. So we need to kind of kill them before they come into range. So here they're going to actually kind of circumvent us there. And I think we're going to place a crossbow fort here. And then we're going to look to place our tribal axe throwers in these positions. And we don't want to lose Cronan, so we'll nuke those guys down. They're very dangerous. They do a ton of damage. And I think if we switch this up to just like a crossbow tower or another, and I keep forgetting their name, but the new tower that we just unlocked, we can hit them right as they cross, and they won't even be able to shoot at our hunters. That might be worth doing. Or we can place, not our hunters, our footmen. They won't be able to take us out in that way. Yeah, they're making it very difficult to keep Cronan here. And this is where having a ranged hero comes in handy. But that's a nice little ability there. We can just drop our reinforcements right on top of them, make them fight in melee. And it's tempting for me to get a magic tower here. And I think I just may. But we certainly need to make a decision. We have a lot of gold, so let's spend it. And we'll drop some fire on them. So you probably have seen the Venus flytraps. Once they kind of activate like this, the next guys that walk by get eaten. So you see they're getting eaten as they walk by. And they have a bit of a cooldown, so it takes a minute for them to continuously do it. And I don't know if these Buccaneers can hit air. That's something that's very worth knowing. Because we've put a lot of gold into them. We honestly could have waited until later. And then we'd have more towers available. I don't think they're going to shoot air for us. And air waves, if you're prepared for an air wave, they're normally just free gold. And here we have another new enemy. So this is why it's important to diversify our towers, because now we're going to see the two new enemy types that are pretty important here. So Earth Shaman, these wise men manipulate the powers of the earth to protect their allies against damage. So they give a heavy armor aura to nearby units. So we can just try and snipe them out there. Almost got him. But now they have high armor, so that's one of the reasons why we didn't just go full-on archery towers. We do want to have the option of doing magical damage. It's pretty important. It's also adding to our anti-air, so that's also fine. That's kind of one of the hard things about using a melee hero also, is if they're not engaged in melee, they're not getting any experience. But it's pretty difficult to find a good place to stand on this map that he's not going to get like messed up by a Venus flytrap. This is fine. We're going to call early. Keep him up here because I think the only wave coming is up top. By calling early, I mean we're getting a ton of gold. Once this is upgraded, the range on these towers is going to be pretty ridiculous. And it's going to affect a pretty wide area. I think once this becomes an Archmage tower, we are going to look to start unlocking some of these back spots. It's a pretty unique mechanic, and it kind of brings me into starting to talk about the new game. So this mechanic still exists in the fourth game, Kingdom Rush Vengeance. And for those of you who don't know anything about it, I'm just going to give you kind of a brief synopsis. And that's that the game is kind of centered around the premise that you are the bad guy. You know, I'm not going to give you any spoilers if you really just want to check it out yourself. But you're playing from the perspective of the bad guy. You're still building towers, but they're all themed around the idea that you are kind of the enemies you've been fighting all along. And you're kind of trying to retake all the land that you lost. And there's a lot of really cool new aesthetics. Some kind of older familiar aesthetics. I'm only about 2/3 of the way through the game, so I still have a lot of stuff to experience myself. And there we go, we get our first axe throwers. And this is why these little butts here are so brutal. I don't think we're going to leak. It's close though. Yeah, very close. So we want to start unlocking some of these, and let's also get another axe thrower there. If I remember right, I used to have a build that I would do that allowed me to basically kill those guys as soon as they spawn. So here's the other side of the coin for the green guy. This is the Spirit Shaman. Conversing with spirits, they protect their brethren from magic attacks. So we also have to be aware that we also need to have lots of physical damage. And the reason that, let's put these guys here. We'll fight them as soon as they come out, and we'll make these dudes like assassins or something, and they'll just wreck them. But the reason that it's important is because of the abilities of the axe throwers. And we'll get into that in just a second, once I'm able to kind of regain my concentration. But here are the abilities. So they dispel all magic and silence casters for 4 seconds. And they have the ability to weaken enemies so that they take more damage. So these are all very powerful abilities, especially against these caster units. And we'll use them as we get more gold. And we'll get a little bit more range, a little bit more damage. And we're going to get some assassins up here. And we're just going to start tearing those dudes apart. And we don't have to worry too much about the ground game, because we are going to tear them up as they walk past us. And in just a second here, we are going to get a Dwarven Bombard. And we can seek to upgrade that soon. Yeah, this is honestly kind of a hard level for Cronin. He's very good at absorbing these hits for us. Yeah, let's give him dodge. Make them really hard for these dudes to start taking out. And we'll give them the gold gain as well. Probably should have done that first. Yeah, let's max that out. And I don't think we need the sneak attack, because I think they're gonna cut through them pretty fast anyway. We just wanted to give them dodge so that they can counterattack. Really increases their DPS.
The hunt is on. Big guy coming through.
And we're gonna make use of these forward positions really soon. But we want to kind of solidify our strength in the background. And they're going to generate a lot of gold for us over the course of this. So much damage. Cronin has a high health pool, but no armor. So he takes tons of damage from these little kind of weak guys. Make sure they're a little further back so we don't lose them. They're very expensive. We can upgrade that and then get a dwarf. Pretty sure this is going to reach once we upgrade that. And we can give them some help up here if we just upgrade this tower. And you'll see it's already shooting, so that's excellent. And I think we're going to make it a crossbow fort. And they're magic resistant, which won't help them against all of the actual physical damage that we have here. Now we have the giant wasp queens coming through the top. They have high HP pools, and when you kill them, they spawn all the little guys. So we have some anti-air in the back. We should be fine. Said air round equals free gold. So we'll just sit back and take it and be happy about it. And we're going to buy this land, and let's see, we'll upgrade this tower here with Falconer 2. We'll see how far that increases the range, and then we'll have another tower that will be able to hit all of this. So it'll be a super strong position for us. So let's get that. Alright, and we have a new enemy. So, Gorillon. Large angry apes trained for battle, a force to be reckoned in the battlefield. So slow speed, very tough, area attack. So we kind of don't want them to get into melee with us. We want to kill them before that ever happens. We can block them up and drop some fire on them. The main thing is making sure that we don't lose our buccaneers, and to make sure that we can place them in a much more like strategic location. No matter what, they should be able to fire here into this area, and I don't foresee anyone getting this far past our defenses. Okay, let's upgrade that all the way. So check out that area, you gotta love that. So they do a ton of damage. Look at their stats, 2240 HP, 40 to 80 damage in an area, and but no armor. So our attacks do a lot of damage to them, and we're going to get level 1 of our barrages. We can block them up fairly easily, and of course we can move our assassins. That's something it's pretty easy to do. Yeah, the area attack is really good against Cronin. Just kind of nukes him and his 2 summons. So you see, I mean, we have a ton of gold. We look to get some Crusaders here. Feed me, Seymour. Okay. I think also what we're going to do is we're going to get some tribal axe throwers in these forward positions here. Yeah, killing that healer. Thank you, little vine. Yeah, let's bring them down. If they're not going to send enemies, we want to make sure that we're getting the DPS that we can. We can nuke all these healers. We just have a ton of gold. So there we go. We'll call early as well. And we can weaken our enemies. And let's bring them up. Them having stealth is so sweet here. Makes it harder for ranged units to target them. So we gave the Totem of Weakness. So you'll see how that affects when an enemy walks by, but it's going to make these Gorillons just take an absolute massive amount of damage. We can just get a Dwarf with Furnace Blast. This is also not a bad time to get something like the Core Drill, which is very good at one-shotting huge units like the Gorillons. So we'll drop some Rain of Fire down there, and we will now get our Templars, which we will seek to upgrade here. We can get them the Holy Grail, so they have a chance to cheat death. Arterial Strike, which will cause a bleeding effect, makes sense. And then we'll give them some toughness as well. I think this is actually the last enemy, so we knocked this out pretty well. That's kind of just how you do it. You diversify your damage. You want a little bit of magic, lots of anti-air, and take use of the crossbow forts to increase your range so that you can cover a huge area of the map. And make sure you're not sacrificing these Buccaneers, which are a big part of like my early game strategy to survive that map. And we unlocked a new hero. Okay, Nivus. I don't think I've ever played with Nivus. Or if I did, it was only once. I remember I had Deirdre unlocked. Deirdre? Something like that. Deirdre. Unlocked. And she's pretty cool. She can teleport. If I remember correctly. Yes, she has a teleport. But I don't remember ever playing with Nivus. He has homing missiles. Definitely going to want to get that. Straight out of Hearthstone. Cast an overcharge ray that bounces up to 2 targets. That sounds good. So a bit of like wave clear. Disintegrates enemies. Oh, this could be super powerful. Okay. Increases attack range. So he could probably get some ridiculous attack range. And we increase his base attack damage. That seems fine. So now we have 2 points to spend. I like increasing this chain spell. So this guy could be fun. Let's select him. Excelsior. Absolutely. So what else do we have? We can get Sworn Blades, get stronger reinforcements, which I like. Yeah, let's get them training faster with improved armor, and we'll get the Wizard Academy as well. This is very important if you want to make heavy use of things like the Archmages, or the towers that we're going to unlock soon, the second type of Wizard Tower. But their abilities are so expensive, as I pointed out in one of the previous maps. 350 for that tornado. It's kind of a prohibitive cost. For 350 gold, I mean, I can get a new tower and upgrade it twice, you know. So getting that lowered, we'll see how much it actually reduces it. I think it's pretty substantial. So the next map is the Lost Jungle. Kind of a cool, kind of Predator themed map. It's pretty sweet. But I think before we jump into that, I don't know if we'll do this today. We might save it for tomorrow. But let's go ahead and knock out another Iron Mode challenge here. That was a pretty fun map. I enjoyed it. And let's check out this new hero. Already forgot his name. God dang it. What's your name, dude? Nivus. Okay, Nivus. And we'll do the Iron Mode challenge with him. So, our limitations are still there. We still have a limit on our upgrades. Oh my god, he teleports. That is so good. Alright, I want to know what his... Boom, shakalaka. Yeah, I want to know what his attack range is. That's kind of what I'm most curious about. Also, worth noticing, we do not have the Buccaneers to take advantage of this time. but I think we will be fine. There's also no plants. And we have a ton of gold, so let's spend it wisely. Land Manager, a new achievement for us. And I think we're going to upgrade this here. Check that out. That might be a mistake. we'll find out pretty soon. But this position is upgrading all of these towers' range, and I like that a lot. And I have no doubt that we're going to get enemies from this position. So we're going to probably do what we did last time and look to block them off with some assassins. I think that'll be great. Do we want to empty these spots? I think we do. Very expensive, unfortunately. But I think all of these towers need to be the axe throwing variant. I'm just debating right now, if you're wondering, whether or not to place more barracks or if I'm good. I think I'm going to upgrade this and then call it, and we'll use our hero here. This seems to be a bit stronger of a position. These dudes are magic resistant, so that's kind of rough for Nivus. And we'll drop some fire on him whenever he gets close. What a cool effect. It even has like a nice sound effect to it. And we'll hold him in place until this wave arrives. And that was his chain lightning type effect. Yeah, and I think we're gonna get some knights here. We want to make sure that our front line can hang. Yeah, and I figured this would happen. So they're gonna try and do a run by. We'll block them up. We'll look to get some axe throwers. Really increase our DPS. They do a ton of damage. I know we didn't really look at their stats, but they do 27 to 42 damage, and they attack rather quickly. Don't want to leak, even if it means we have to like take some hits on Nivus. We do not want to leak. If we upgrade this, it'll be able to hit this path, which is nice. Can't wait until we get the upgrades for our reinforcements that give them bows. Such a game changer. There we go. And this is where the dangerous kind of parts of these two units come into combination. They're giving high magic resistance and high armor, so they're pretty deadly. Yeah, let's move them up here. They're just going to get killed. And we need to get some assassins kind of ASAP to give them a fighting chance. Yeah, when you start mixing that high armor buff on these Gorillons, they become super hard to take out. Nice. Seems to be pretty decent range on Nivus. So that's not his attack range. He needs to be relatively close right now. He's going to need those upgrades to become more effective. Let's give them the dodge. I don't know if we're going to have what we need to get them that gold. This might not last long enough for that to become relevant. And yeah, I think we need more damage down south. And we need some big boys to stop these Gorillons. The knights are doing okay. They have medium armor, which is good against them. No, don't leak to spiders. Do not leak to spiders. Alright, I got it. I got it. I got the message. We need some things in the back. And I think the problem was we left these assassins up top. Oh no, and they killed him. Yeah, we left the assassins up top. There was no danger to them. Also, they're stealthed until the ranged units come into melee. So they're really good at dealing with them. But we don't have enough DPS down here. Man. Just cutting it kind of close. And we're going to get a barracks here. And Nivus was definitely not the choice on this particular map. Dodge this. Okay. Bring him up top, where he can get some more experience. We at least want to get him to level 5. I'm not ruling him out. He seems to be a really cool, like, magic dealing tower. Kind of a mobile tower platform. But, super squishy. 160 HP is like nothing. Once his range is increased, we'll be able to use him in such a way that we can keep him kind of out of the fight. You put him near like the side of a lane, and we'll be able to take advantage of his range to do that damage. So that wasn't the smoothest run I've ever done. I definitely would have taken a stronger hero there if I like absolutely had to win. Or if I was playing it on veteran mode, I probably would have needed a better hero there. Cronin actually would have been good for that. And he didn't quite level, which is unfortunate. But, yeah, guys, I think that's going to be it for me today. Honestly, I want to go play some more Kingdom Rush Vengeance and not get too burned out on the Kingdom Rush series in general. But look forward to the Lost Jungle, because the Lost Jungle, we're going to unlock a new tower that is super fun. Probably one of the most thematic towers in all of Kingdom Rush. And introduce some really interesting new enemies. And probably unlock a few achievements as well. So look forward to that, guys. Once again, my name is Brett. My channel is Good Talk Gaming. Like the video if you did like it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate every single subscriber I get. And just let me know in the comments if you're a new subscriber so I can tell you thank you. And yeah, we'll go from there. So without any further ado, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.